It's the Cable
A time walk? Hot diggity, let's fucking go. Hey Remy, how's it going? Good morning. So the ideal time walk deck involves rebuying time walk over and over. Like, time walk's good in anything, right? Like, it's never a bad card. But you can also maximize it as an engine piece and just literally lock your opponent out of the game. Ideally, we would do that. Both Tamias play really well with time walk. Lutri plays really well with time walk. If you're building around time walk anyway, then getting time warp is kind of nice. It gives your deck some redundancy. Help you chain those turns together. Draw sevens, can shuffle both of them back into the deck. Hey, good morning, Bradley. You wish my time walk to get as many turns as possible this draft? I would like that as well, Bradley. I would like that as well. Butler Cabin's got me up on the work monitor. Yeah. The cards that appeal to me here, and it's unfortunate there's no blue cards, but that's okay. No real ones anyway. But the cards that appeal to me here are Wasteland, Baragorf, and Recurring Nightmare. Recurring Nightmare and Eternal Witness is like kind of the hotness with this nonsense. But Baragorf's just such a good card. I'm going to grab that one. I think. Could Relic. Ideally, we'd be blue-green, but little Toxic Deluge action. Alright. There's three cards that I like here. Brainstorm, Crab, and Fallen Shinobi. I wonder if it's early enough that we can grab the Brainstorm and wheel one of the black cards. So we got two Looters and a Night's Whisper. Night's Whisper kind of playing in the same pool as Toxic Deluge, huh? Kind of drawn from the same resource there. 10 a.m. Caleb, what a surprise. Yeah, right? I tried to let folks know that there would be an early stream today, but my time to do so was limited because the last couple days I did shorter streams. And then tomorrow and Friday, I'll be on my regular schedule, I think. And then Saturday will still be a normal length, but I might have a late start. Spellseeker, perfect. Depths combo going around. Alright. I was saying the other day I probably under draft Curator. I'll throw it in here. Yeah, Splashing Black could, like, answer some problems for the, for blue-green, right? No removal is a big one. Think about Waterlogged Grove. Think about Darkslick Shores. I would rather have Darkslick if I end up actually playing black. I'm just not 100% that I'm going to do that. Yeah. Is a Swamp Forest or a Chariot? Chariot's pretty good. Pretty good when you're taking extra turns, huh? Let's grab the land here. Hey, sub Genesis MTG. Morning, GRC. I think I want that Vamp Tutor. That's what I think I want. If I'm playing black, right? Oath of Druids into Eternal Witness. How do you lose? Thunder Trap could be a shuffle effect for Brainstorm and make sure that we have a hit. I think I'm just supposed to take... Excuse me. I think I'm just supposed to take Bill here. You've been on a cube phase. Love it. Love to hear it. Yeah, Lutri and Flash are both really up there, but I think our mana base is going to need this breeding pool. Smog combo. Smog combo could work. Good for the Europeans. It's good to hit up the Europeans every once in a while, huh? A little Oko action. I'm into it. Have I been liking any of the Omen Path editions? I like the Naya flip creature. I like the hybrid white-blue 2-drop. That's mostly it. My main concern right now is the mana, of course. But if I can get that to work, my second concern is going to be speed. Could use a bit more in the way of draw and selection and stuff. 4-mana Tamiya would solve a lot of problems. I'm gonna grab this passage. That'll help out. Help out the mana situation. Do I ever play in cube servers? No. No, they're not great for streaming, is what I've found. Because there's that dead time between rounds. I find that I have, like, half as many viewers when I do that. Normally I'm high on Dark Ritual, but this really doesn't seem like the deck for it. The other options here are Leovold and Witherbloom Apprentice. We do have a shitload of 3s already in regards to Leovold. Might still just be good, though. Vista, nice. The Fatal Push would be really good in early game removal, but we kind of need the shuffle. We need the fixing and the shuffle. Pretty low chance we have Cryptic Command mana. Bats maybe not crazy. Think about the Otawara here. Yeah, when you're all capsing Dobbs, you might as well just let the Spelling Error ride. It adds to it. Well, we didn't get any Moxen or anything like that. Mystical Tutor would help us find Time Walk. Currently, we kind of already have that in the Vamp Tutor, though. I don't like to play too many Tutor to the top of your library effects, because they are card disadvantage. So if you draw multiple, it can be kind of debilitating. I think I'm going to grab that Deathrite Shaman. The activated abilities look pretty good here. Inquisition's reasonable. I've been really high on Ice Till Explorer, but I don't think it's going to be amazing in this deck. Well, there's a fetch. I like Rumble a lot. I keep on saying that and then like having to take cards over it. Yeah, the green fetch can get blue and black mana, so it's kind of nice here. Ooh, that's my Triumph. Yeah, my Triumph and Overgrown Tomb in the same pack is pretty nice. We're going to grab the Time Spiral, potentially combined with Leovold. Also shuffles the Time Walk and the Time Warp back into the deck. So I like the Currency Converter with Malcolm. I like it with Ludefix. I don't know if that's enough. Undercity Sewers is a pretty juicy one. We don't have a fetch for it, but still a great card. I kind of want to grab a removal spell. Maybe like Snuff Out or something. Not Mana Vault. What is Mana Vault tapping for here? So, like, it makes sense to tap for Time Spiral, but, like, are you going to tap your Mana Vault and play a Keen-Eyed Curator? Maybe you get a Bristly Bill activation out of it? Like, you want to get out of the mindset of taking cards just because they're generally good or because they're, like, good early picks. When you're in pack 3, like, you have a pretty good idea of what your deck needs. And this deck, like, fucking... like, we do not want Mana Vault to cast these cards, right? We kind of need that colored mana. Am I drafting a Grist? Talisman's a little bit different than Mana Vault, because at least it taps our colored mana. At least it fixes for us. I think I want the Grist. That Recurring Nightmare from pack 1 would have been so good, huh? Actually, Halfling might be better than Noble Hierarch. We have some legends here to make uncounterable. Then this is kind of good with the Time Walk effects and the Spiral. Yavimaya makes a double green easier. Kind of like the Dam. There was the Doomsday option. Could have had sideboard Doomsday plus Jace, Wielder of Mysteries. Time Walk's not crazy for a Doomsday pile, huh? Let's brainstorm here, too. Yeah, I don't hate the Courser as like just a random value creature. I just don't think we're gonna have space for it. Alright, what do we not like? So Necromancy can give back Eternal Witness. I think I'm gonna cut it anyway. Yeah, I'll cut this Ursine Monstrosity. Ursine Monstrosity is good, but it's a little murdery, huh? A little murdery for what the rest of the deck's doing. This would be 10 green sources. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 black sources. 1, 2, 3, 9 blue. So 10, 9, 9. That's really good, right? I'm into it. I typically don't like keeping hands that don't do anything until turn 3. But we don't know the matchup. It's only round 1. We got some solid walkers on 3 here. Yeah, already regretting keeping him. You're newer to the stream. Am I a fan of King Giz? Oh, yeah. King Gizzard is probably the most played band on my stream. I will often just like play through whole albums. Clamp A. So the most stabilizing card we could find would be our Toxic Deluge. That would buy us a lot of time for our walkers to do the thing. Do you have a favorite album? I like Dragon a lot. Petra Dragonic Apocalypse or whatever it's called. After that, I really like their microtonal stuff. I think KG would be my next favorite album. I really dig Murder of the Universe. And Polygon Dwanaland's a banger. It helps there's a lot to pick from. Yeah. And even like my least favorite albums of theirs aren't like bad. They're just like not for me. Jam and Oko here, just because it like starts with more loyalty than this Grist. I think the opponent's gonna flash in a critter. If they're not like remanding my Oko here, like they didn't Skull Clamp for a reason, so they want to leave up 2 mana. Screams flash 2-drop. Amazing Yates Trey. What about you, Butler Cabin? Do you have a favorite album of theirs? Have you gotten to see them live? They're playing some haste creature to clear my Oko. Yeah, okay, fair enough. It's almost like a waste of damage to clear the Oko with this, because they could equip the Clamp and deal me 10. How has seen the sword? So I've seen the sword a lot. That was my 5th time seeing them. That was probably the worst they've sounded. And it wasn't really the band's fault, it was the venue. But I was pretty disappointed. I think the only time I've been disappointed seeing the sword. Oh, fun, Butler Cabin. Yeah, I like that Great Chain of Being song off of Gumboot Soup. I'm taking 8 damage here. Seems like a lot of damage. Time Walk would be a sick rip. I can play the Grist, Uptick, Time Walk, Untap, Time Spiral. Shovel the Time Walk back in. CubeCon in a week, CubeCon in a week. Still haven't quite figured out how I'm going to manage streaming during KubeCon. I think there's a good chance that I'll just not go especially hard on the con itself. Being in a future match doesn't count as streaming now. It's got to be my stream. Yeah, if they want to respond with a removal spell on the raccoon, I am just dead here. Alright. Well, at least now we have a better idea of what we're facing. IRL streaming? Yeah, I mean, that's on the table. IRL stream KubeCon. I did IRL stream the barbecue, but the internet in that place was pretty good. And I bought a one of those like mobile network devices that IRL streamers use, but it bricked within like a week of using it. So I don't currently have one. I would have to basically buy another one. Because the internet there, the mobile internet there is not good enough. Anyway. Might for clamp. They didn't even trigger clamp last game. I don't think the clamp's our biggest concern. Actually, let's just flash in this Malcolm hum. Doing a recap of the day. If it was just one day, I think that would make sense. That is now. I can't skip a whole week of streaming. I think it's going to be like Wednesday, do a daytime stream, like what I'm doing right now, so that I can like draft and socialize with people at night. That sort of thing. Sort of like an alternating deal. There's some tournaments on the weekend that I want to stream online too. Arena qualifier things, so it might not be great for me to top 64 the KubeCon thing anyway. Well, that loot would have been nice. Interesting, not mana tithing, time walk. When I'm holding the mana tithe there, I'm worried that I'm gonna have to like hold up my own planes for the rest of the game if I don't like time walk, counter like something like a time walk hum. Like now they get to tap out. Do you have to sign a waiver for KubeCon? Well, you're... So, in a normal tournament, Rosie Dog, you are also responsible for cards, right? You're shuffling your opponent's deck. You don't own your opponent's deck in a regular Magic tournament. It sounds like it's like a unique concern for KubeCon, and it sort of is, but it also sort of isn't. Like, every Magic tournament you go to, there's like this fucking sea of people with their expensive cards there, and there's some level of trust. But it's a level of trust that you're used to because you've played in other Magic tournaments, so people don't have those questions. The thing about KubeCon is pretty much everything that you pay for with your KubeCon ticket goes straight to paying the judges. So they have like one judge for every 2 tables that can oversee everything and answer questions. And then the judges also verify when you return the cards. So after you're done drafting at KubeCon, you take a photo of your deck pool, And you are certainly responsible for those cards that you just drafted. And then when you turn in the cards at the end of the draft, you have to fan them out again, take another picture, and then the judge has to verify it. And the judge is familiar with that cube, so they know they can recognize all the cards. Right, JRC? Yeah, 3 years. Kraken Canyon, huh? That's a good sign for us. I guess one nice thing about fetching on my turn is I could have leveled up the Hex Drinker. And then the benefit of chilling is that I get to, like, represent an instant speed 1/1 counter from the bill here. So I block, they get protection, then the bill will have 2 damage on it, and they can sack the Giver Runes to kill the bill. I think I'm fine with that trade. They could also have another 1-drop in hand, but I'm okay with that too. And then I gotta decide here if I wanna vamp up my draw 7 or just Eternal Witness for walk, or what do I want to do? Spam Tutor's kind of expensive, huh? What does Cube smell like? I should be asking you that, Geeky Jackson. So, me and the opponent are both drawing a bunch here. We have a little bit more mana to use. We're also shuffling our Time Warp and our Time Walk back into the deck. So that's the main advantage for us. Doing some nice time walking here, huh? More turns, please. Hmm. We don't quite have lethal here. All right, opponent. You may now have a turn. Would the game of Magic be better if you could just buy a 4X set from Wizards? I can answer that, actually. No. There are plenty of games that have tried that aspect. They're called living card games. They have a term. Richard Garfield designed one. He designed Netrunner. And they have their pros and their cons. They don't tend to do nearly as well. The excitement of opening a boosty, the collectible nature of the game does tend to be a big part of it. Even as like primarily a player, I've still really enjoyed and benefited from the collectible aspect of Magic over the years. I talk a lot about how when I needed to make a down payment on my house, I cashed out my Magic Online account when I needed to literally buy a home to live in. Got a big expenditure. Gotta ship something to Uncle Sam. Time to sell some dualies. Is converting ticks to dollars a decent ratio? It depends. It used to be a lot better. Back in the day when there were like more people buying into Magic Online. But when there was like a steady stream of drafters that were like losing ticks and needed to replenish that, and we're trying to make it like as feasible as possible to go infinite, then a ticket sold pretty consistently for like 95 cents. And these days, you'd be lucky to get 90 cents on the ticket. You could crack a fetch to make this Nethergoyf bigger immediately. I think you want to hold on to the fetch for post-brainstorm, maybe. Who's ready for CubeCon in a week? Oh, I know I'm ready. Mostly. Mostly ready. I'm mostly excited to see folks. Should be a good time. Right. You're not getting a better deal than this, opponent. Yeah, they're into it. Oh shit, what up? Hey, Silent Chibi, thanks for the sub. Thanks for 49 months there. Yeah, I think I want to redraw one of those, so I'm just going to do this. Got me. I think I'm going to full price Baleful. If they want to mana tithe me, they can. Four or more card types. So I'd have to exile the Time Walk. I don't want to do that. Doesn't feel worth. Not a bad to Time Warp and try and hit the land for Time Spiral. I also don't think it's a bad time to flash in this Malcolm, get my loot on. Okie dokie. Ooh. The thing about Malcolm is it does get a lot better if you're taking extra turns. I already played Time Walk this game. Okay, we'll just get cut down, I guess. Yeah, I should have just played Baragoi here. So in my head, I had forgotten that I'd played Time Walk, and I was like, I'll tutor up Time Walk, I'll play Time Walk, I'll get another loot, I'll get my 6 mana, I can play my Oko and my Baragoi. And then I, like, looked down, and I was like, oh, fired, I just played a 3 mana 1/1. The real reason Caleb undervalues Spellseeker him. Killing a creature in response to a clamp equip is very classic. Reminds me of back in the day. Well, Malcolm. I'll take that 2 with the idea that I might want Spellseeker to block in the future. Man, I really wish I had 6 mana here. I'm just restricted to 1 spell per turn. I'm actually gonna hold the Spellseeker back, I guess. Their life total isn't really the life total that matters between the two of us. Man, I've gone through half of my deck and I'm still sitting here on 5 lands. Actual half of my deck here. The good news is I haven't flooded, I guess. Right, Lilo Go, if I was even talking about not exiling the Time Walk in the graveyard, and then I still forgot that I had a Time Walk in the graveyard. Headliner, sure. I do get to draw a card from being targeted. Oh shit, what up? Hey, Pedesso, thanks for the 3 months there. Oh shit, what up? Hey, Scrapple, thanks for the sub, the 25 months. The early cube. With new Twitch Rewind, you could watch me thank you over and over again. Ooh. Parasocial repetition. Injected into my veins. Uh-oh. So the opponent just needs 1 more removal spell here. And then they can equip the clamp and attack for 6. Yep. Looks like they got me for Xanxes. Unfortunate, There's that one turn I considered jumping with the Spellseeker. And I was like, no, I've got this Oko. I might want to block for the Oko later. 2 more life? 2 more life would have bought me the time I needed. Oh well. This is not a keepable hand. Oh, the overlay where the charity was is now blank. That's right. I forgot that I had edited that. 1 second. Thanks for saying something. Super forgot I did that. All the time, Gabtools. I get so much positive reinforcement. It fucking rules. I have so much unearned self-esteem. It's fucking dribbling out my ears. Ooh, hello, Time Walk. Where do you go to donate? For the charity drive? The charity drive is done. I'm pretty sure, I mean, you can still donate, but you would donate, you just go to the Type 1 Diabetes webpage. Oh, wild Gaptals. Best of luck getting what you deserve, AIM. Hell yeah, Winmore. Right, Osring? Yeah, we've had, in the US, we've had this, like, widespread, like, anti-union propaganda machine going on for so long. And politicians have been, like, whittling away at protections for organized labor. It's really rough. And you just, like, see the buying power of the working class, like, deteriorating as the number of unions goes down. Why did I tap a forest, huh? Now I can't play my curator. Oh, sick. My hand wasn't very good. I'm glad they conceded. I'm just like, I'm gonna have to hope I draw well here. All right, I think we can cut down and just like bring in some chunk. Just bring in some beef. I'll leave in the mass stream. I think that's like really besides the point, Twerg. And like buys into the whole like anti-union and union busting propaganda when you like both sides it like that. Like, well, some unions suck. And it's like, yeah, of course. Some of anything sucks. But you can look at how like with less worker representation, with fewer unions, the working class has been eroded. You know, the buying power of the average American decreases. Profit, you see the graph of like profit just like skyrocketing, and like the fucking average worker's pay like just being this like almost steady line. It's just like not going up with profits as like the unions are like decreasing and decreasing over the years. A lot of unions, because they're like being attacked so much, a lot of them are forced to spend a lot of their time simply existing, and they have like almost no ambition. So I have a hard time like blaming the few unions that exist for the overall lack of worker rights and labor organization. Even if they do share some of the blame, it's like just really not the point, I don't think. Oh, wild Gabdals. Good luck. I know you're not anti-union, Twerk, and I didn't take your comment to be anti-union. I was just saying how that's like part of the propaganda. That's like part of why I was excited when they didn't hit their third land, but I guess if they counter literally everything I play, huh? What is the point of your quote, Waffle Stomp? What are you attempting to accomplish and communicate here? Nobody is immune to propaganda? Absolutely nobody, yeah. Myself included. Maybe I'll just make it Oko. I was thinking about like, getting Eternal Witness 3 by Leovold, because Leovold seems really good against the all-interaction deck. But Oko seems solid, and if they have like a Spell Pierce for it, then at least we're growing our Goyf, Unions cost the state amounts of money. Like the government? The main cost of unions is corporate profit. And when the average worker has more buying power, when they have more earnings, they're also paying more in taxes. And that's taxes that's going directly into the economy. People in the lower income brackets suddenly being able to afford things means they spend that money. It doesn't just like sit in a bank account somewhere. It doesn't get hoarded. I'd say the state earns a lot of money from unions. You're talking about public sector work? That's a very small percentage. For one, public sector employees deserve representation and they deserve fair wages too. Saying that like that costs the state money to like pay people what they're worth is a batshit argument. Absolutely insane. It has no water to me. Absolutely worthless. I shouldn't get so heated. I need to slow my roll, huh? Not good for me. Not good for my blood pressure. Alright, another Goyf. But yeah, public sector unions is such a small part of the workforce in comparison. It's weird for that to be the central point, regardless. Police unions. I agree police unions feel a little different. Like they're... The fact that they like... In a regular union, if they like protect somebody who's doing a bad job, the consequences of that is that you've got like, I don't know, like a construction worker who maybe should have been fired, who isn't. And that being the cost for other people getting to earn what they deserve feels very worth it to me. Well, I could have double blocked there. Maybe they've got a bolt for the Nether Goyf. That block could make sense then. Nope. Well, I didn't draw anything anyway. With police unions, if you have a bad cop that's being protected from being fired, like, that person is out there abusing people, you know? It makes it really hard to actually, like, clean up police districts that have an issue with abusive policing. If the chief of police can't fire somebody, if the mayor can't fire somebody, it's like, how do you solve this problem? In some cities, they've had to like literally dissolve police departments to get rid of bad cops. Scrap it, start it over again. applies to the teachers union. Teachers aren't beating people, Waffle Stomp. We have so many laws and protections protecting children that police are not susceptible to. If a cop beats someone, if there's an abusive cop, you can't sue them and you can't fire them. If a cop's out there just like doing like terrible shit and somebody wants to sue, they have to sue the city. The taxpayer pays for that cop. If a teacher is abusive, you can sue the teacher. They don't get away with it. There's legal protections for children. There's this colonnade here. So no, I wouldn't say it's the same thing. I'm making a pretty clear differentiation. There's a very big difference between these two unions. You can't say the police unions and the teachers unions are the same thing when I'm talking about literal abuse. Yeah, fuck qualified immunity. There's like basically nobody that finds out about qualified immunity that is a favor of it. It's crazy. They need to use Lotus to activate the colonnade. That's why I'm serving. If they just had a blue source here, I probably wouldn't serve. Yeah, it's a different problem, Lord Chef Mage. It's not on the same level at all. There's very, very few teachers that get into the profession for like nefarious purposes. It's like not a high-paying job. And some of them do get beaten down and become like bad teachers over the years. But the consequence of like having to keep a couple of quote-unquote bad teachers on the payroll because they like don't care as much or something, so that you can actually pay the other teachers what they earn, when you can like give them negotiating power so they can earn a decent living for themselves, so they don't have to like pick up several, so they're not driving Uber on the weekends to buy their like students fucking pencils. That seems like a fair trade-off to me. Something like a teachers union can like not be perfect, but still be much fucking better than not having a union. Which is what a lot of these arguments, a lot of these anti-union arguments completely miss. We've seen what the fucking world was like pre-union when labor couldn't organize, and it sucked. We had like the Great Depression. The Grapes of Wrath wasn't some like fabricated bit of nonsense. Oh, they clearing the Nissa? Very cool. I guess if they serve with both, that lets me clear the Oko on the Crack Bank. And then we're at a sort of parity. Right, Lord Chef Mage? It costs a lot to become a teacher, and then you do not earn very much. So the problem, the problem of making it hard to fire bad teachers after someone has already like done all this work to become a teacher and paid all this money is not making very much. It just doesn't seem that real to me. Especially the trade-off is just like actually not paying teachers what they're worth. If teachers can't earn a decent living, then like how are you gonna incentivize people to like go into that profession, right? I'm gonna hold on to the forest in case we rip Brainstorm here. Unless it got exiled earlier. It did not. Oh, they're leaving the food token blank to Chump. Makes sense to me. Captain Red makes more as a wine salesman than their mom is a teacher with a master's degree. So, I agree with the sentiment of your argument, Captain Red. I would push back on the idea that wine salesmen aren't necessary or as necessary as public school teachers. Wine salesman is like the backbone of our economy. God, we're at 5 here. That's not very many lives. An essential service, exactly, Captain Red. Vivi coming down. Maybe Malcolm had to jump there. I guess I didn't know they were about to play Vivi. Do I serve and hope I rip into something with the Malcolm? It's awkward because if they play any spell at all, then I die to the Colonnade connection. But if I rip like a Time Warp, that would be sick, or an Eternal Witness. I'm going to serve. I'm going to go ahead and serve. This isn't no coward stream. Okay, okay. That's interesting, aim. I think I want to run out the Deathrite. And maybe just bounce the Otter now. Odoar can't bounce the Colonnade. I think it says non-land. Oh, it super doesn't do that. Shit! I should have reread it. Because they activate the Colonnade and I bounce with Odoar. Would have been pretty juicy. What if I just serve with Nethergoyf? Why did I think it was non-land? I wonder if the flip card says non-land. Nice. Yeah, so here, like, if they didn't draw anything awesome, we drain, untap, drain, which puts them to 1, and then, like, they have to chump the Nethergoyf. Malcolm kills them. And the law is governing that. Seems good that our educators are trained in that, In regards to homeschooling, my only experience with it is, you know, interacting with people that were homeschooled, like my friends growing up and stuff. And it seemed like the main... They were all, like, really smart kids, right? They were all crushing it and grew up to be pretty interesting people. One of them... God, every time she posts on social media, it's always about doing something awesome. She became like a flame jumper, one of those people that's like out there fighting forest fires by like jumping out of helicopters through the smoke to like go head it off and protect people's homes and shit. Just always on some kind of cool adventure. And who knows if she would have become that person if she had not been homeschooled, right? So that's awesome. But when I knew her in high school, she was definitely, like, socially stunted. That seems hard for me to deal with right about now. And parents that, like, really care about their kids, and our homeschool teaching certainly care about that. And they're aware that that's like the big downside. Oh shit, Toxic Deluge. That could be helpful. Let's just put the expensive stuff back, then I don't have to think about it too hard. Three card types. But if I had a kid that was considering homeschooling, that'd be like the main concern that I would have. As a kid going through public school, I had like huge issues with a lot of things. And I ended up a little under-socialized anyway, just because I was kind of introverted. But it would have been a lot worse if I had not gone to public school, for sure. Huh. Well, hopefully Leopold's going to be good against that, You could Nissa here, but it's really important to get the Leopold down against this Endstone. Fuck. So you can name forest for the Nissa. I already have a lot of forests, though. I think I want to name blue or black. Hey, Whiskey Weasel, thanks for the 7 months there. Bullying toughens you up. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. That whole whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger thing. Not sure. Not sure I buy into that. Do I have an answer to this Endstone? Because we could vamp for it if I did have one. I'm going to vamp on Upkeep regardless. Worst case scenario, I can just get a Time Warp. Oh, shit. Okay, well, worst case scenario, I can get an Eternal Witness. So the only real interaction with bullying, I would say, that was good for me as a child was at one point I ended up at my bully's house. We had a mutual friend, and I was, like, hanging out with the group, and somehow we all ended up over there. Oh, Oko can answer the Endstone. I'll just grab Oko here. And we were all just, like, sitting around, hanging out, having a reasonable time. I was, like, wondering what the fuck I was doing there. And his brother comes in the room and sees him, like, interacting with his friends. And decides he wants to, like, feel like a big man and, like, push him around. And, for me, that was super, like, this person became, like, less of a, like, why would this person act like this? What the hell is wrong with him? It became less of this, like, inhuman force of nature and more of, like, oh, this didn't come from nowhere. I didn't like him more, you know? He would still, like, push me around at school and stuff. But I didn't understand that that wasn't, like, from a vacuum. That's a big part of it, understanding why different people are the way they are. I'm so ahead, it's probably wrong to fucking fire off this. But I want to. Hell yeah. Yeah, and the Eternal Witness gets back. We get a, I mean, we just have lethal with the Nissa, right? Wow. So the Toxic Deluge really bailed me out that game, They played that turtle on, like, turn 3 or something, and I'm, like, staring at my fucking 3/3, like, Let's get this Haywire Might in here. Seems like a useful card. No answer to a turtle, but better than nothing. There's always a bigger bully. Exactly, Terry, yeah. Equivalent Dose was homeschooled. Worked out well for them, but they did have to do some catching up socially in their 20s. Yeah. Which isn't the end of the world, right? Like, if you're, like, a little ahead in some areas, a little behind in others. I think I would have done well being homeschooled, or, like, some kind of non-traditional something. Basically, I just felt, like, stifled my whole time in public school, and that made it, like, really hard to care or, like, apply myself. And then once I got into college and could actually like study things I was interested in, and people didn't yell at me for reading. Once again, Leovold might turn off their draw engine, but we do need to live. Oh, we could just time walk into it, huh? I was putting on Malcolming into time walk because Malcolm with the currency converter is so good. But it's probably better to just time walk and play the Leovold, huh? Just get this Leovold down, turn off their draw engine. My senior year of high school, I took some college courses, and they actually like raised my high school GPA. It was, yeah, like night and day. Think about this Haywire Might. You could poke at a... I mean, you could remove their one white source, huh? I guess I'll do that. There's worlds where, like, this Lightning Greaves is, Oh, well. Fair enough. Y'all see Rush is touring again? I checked out the drummer. They got to tour with them. She's really fucking good. I think I'm gonna bend Grist here. But Neil Peart is very much not around anymore. That's why they had to get a new player. Anika Niles. Get my walk going. Yeah. So we had lethal on the next turn. Level up the Hex Drinker, spit out the 2/2, all that good stuff. Yeah, I don't think people are serious when they make the explore joke.